And good evening and welcome back to Your View with me, JJ Tabane. My guest tonight, our newsmaker, is Teenage Kumbe, and he was an operative within the crime intelligence, and of course, crime intelligence, a newsmaker for the day, as Richard Mdluli has been found guilty of all manner of things, including intimidation, you name it, in the courts today. After years, a case up running for over 4 years of harrowing evidence, terrible stuff that you don't expect from the police. But that's what I was saying earlier on. It seems like our crime intelligence situation has deteriorated and, in fact, dysfunctional. Teenage, I hope it's okay to call you Teenage. I was making fun of you to say, I don't know why they call you Teenage.
Yes, no, my name is Teenage.
All right.
You can call me Teenage.
Welcome.
Thank you
so much for agreeing to talk to us. Just before we get into your story, what do you make of this case of Richard Mdluli? We've seen a lot of things that being shared there with the judge being very scathing in what he is saying, and that picture, and not a good picture being painted about crime intelligence, which is supposed to be at the heart of fighting crime.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say deploytation by political leaders is the big mistake in the police service. Because when people take position, they take it on a personal or specific agenda to please certain individual. So the issue of Richard Mdluli is bigger than what we are busy discussing, hence or since there were camps that were created from within the crime intelligence.
The camps like factions that were accountable to different factions in the political sphere.
Yes, no, definitely in that way, yes. So now with Mr. Richard, I wouldn't like to speak on him specifically. I would like to speak on crime intelligence in general. What is crime intelligence? Personally, I was never actually a police officer. I was recruited as a source. Nowadays, the word spy, it's a slogan. They can call me spy because they've been calling me a spy anyway.
But not really a spy, but more of a source, like operative.
More of a source.
Who was assisting the crime
intelligence. And then police as in general. I'm talking of the Hawks. I'm talking of state security. I'm talking of...
But what was your job? What was your job? If you can just give me a sense.
My job was to do human trafficking, counter-terrorism.
Counter-terrorism?
Yes.
In South Africa?
In South Africa, yes, I was part of that. Actually, that was the year 2003 and 4, by the time of ISIS. It started 1999. I was part and parcel of that. I was used anyway by NIA, not knowing exactly why and where were they deploying me, but I found myself following more terror activities. Nonetheless...
so there were terror activities in South Africa, like where they were recruiting youngsters and things like that?
No, yes, definitely that time. And this is from the time where Mahmoud was picked in Cape Town, and Yahya was picked in Mayfair, in Johannesburg. I was actually used by the NIA in the help of the South African Police Service. By then, Mr. Jackie Slaby was alive, and then he was part and parcel.
So you are the one who gave them the lead to those terrorists?
Well... I did the best that I could do to assist them. It's not the only thing. Look, South Africa has got multiple crimes. We talk of murder, heist, we talk of trafficking of firearms. I've been feeding them with all those kind of information, which were all successful. But growing as a source, you end up understanding the language of the police more. That they start, there's too many groups within the police, and then most of them, they serve...
That are not working in concert, that are fighting.
They are fighting amongst one another, and they work for stomach. Look, police not all police anyway, there are those who are very good, there are those who are terrible, who are part and parcel of the syndicates. Who are part of criminal syndicates. Yes, who are part of criminal syndicates, meaning even if to step your toe on their suspects, you'll be a victim. What I'm trying to say to you is if you look at the border, crossing of cars in and out, I mean, first of all, we've got the intelligence there, we've got military there, we've got SAPs there, we've got SARS there. I mean, how are the cars and trucks of cigarettes coming in and out? That's the beginning. So if you look at locally, heists, South Africa has got a very, very advanced electronical system to fight crime, in the country. But instead, police will be the ones who go and reach the place first and serve their stomach first. How I come about this, because I worked with them, I infiltrated some of the syndicates, whereby I was very loyal to the South African Police Service, but I realized that I end up becoming a victim myself. So maybe you were supposed to ask me also why I'm so brave to come in the open, you know, before we can go deeper.
No,
if they are listening automatically,
Yeah.
I am a threat or they're my threat as well. Nonetheless, crime intelligence, the Hawks, and the state security.
So, sorry,
are
on the latter point, you're saying that the police were involved in the heist.
100% they are involved. 100% they are
And when you
involved.
say they save themselves, it means they arrive at the crime scene and
fill
take
their
money.
pocket. Not only in the heist, even in normal crime, whereby a lab or a business robbery will take place,
Yeah.
and the criminals are known to the police. Instead of them arresting the criminals, they rather take money from the criminals and help them to deliver the commodity that is stolen from businesses to the destinations of their safety. They get money from that. Look, I would like to, I don't know, am I too fast?
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's shocking what you are sharing with
Yes.
us. What are you saying? If just before you get into your own story, criminal intelligence is basically almost non-existent,
No, it's non-existent.
or it exists to just serve the interest of criminals within the police system.
I don't think there's police for now, except certain individual. If I had money or I was capable, I was going to build my own military or my own policing. But instead, our policing is lacking.
Yeah.
Our intelligence is also compromised. It goes with time of who's the boss, who's the leader, who's the president. You know, it starts from the top office to say, look, I'm here, I'm the boss, now you must run for me.
Yeah.
But if you talk of things like armed robberies,
Yeah.
I can tell you now, there are police who know who the robbers are, who even escort them, who even give them signals, who give them radios. You know, all these things that I'm highlighting, I can bet you now, I'm very proud to say they all have my reports. They're sitting with most of my reports, exposing this kind of things, but they've been running away from.
Did you point a finger at particular kingpins within the police? In other words, are there people that you suggested must be prosecuted for some of these nefarious
I
things?
have done that. I've gone
Yeah.
through Public Protector's Office. I've done through NPA.
Yeah.
And then them as police also would come proposing me to assist them with projects,
Yeah.
such as of what the one of Ryder van Kretsch, I was involved.
Yeah.
The one of Shadrach Sibia, I was involved. Where crime intelligence came to me and told me to follow Shadrach Sibia. You know, so
To follow him, or you mean
to investigate him, to get
tail
all
it,
his
yeah.
activities, yes. I mean, I've done that for them. I can give you, this has led to the allegations whereby I was kidnapped and tortured for the murder of the former General Mashwanganyi. They actually took me in Johannesburg
Yeah.
and tortured me in Magaliesburg. I can tell you NPA refused to prosecute on that matter, meaning I've received 3 kidnappings already so far as I'm sitting with you. And then I've been chased on the freeway by the police. The reason being, I stopped a couple of trucks of cigarette in Mpumalanga region at the border of Messina that were coming into South Africa, into Johannesburg.
What illicit cigarette
Illicit
trade?
cigarette,
Yeah.
firearms exchange. I went as far as cross-border. Some of the crimes that are coming into South Africa are international crimes. They are not always domestic crimes, whereby you find police, instead of following such threats.
But what did you open cases where you knew?
I've got too many cases. I can tell
Where you
you,
opened at the police station to try and get them to investigate their own.
they've got too many
friends.
cases. They've got too many cases.
And have you escalated this matter to the Minister of Police at all?
I had, look, from the beginning of Mr. Nhleko, I have tried and I met with him.
Nothing.
Not him Teto, no,
Mteto.
not him Teto, no.
Yeah.
It was Nhleko, the minister.
That in Nhleko, yes.
Yes. The Nhleko, I met with him in Johannesburg at next to the Tule House,
Yeah.
where I gave him report and I tried to engage with him. He then referred me to Ntlemeza. That is the time when he was still fighting, Ntlemeza was still fighting with Apollo Salavin and so on.
Yes.
And then I couldn't go there because I saw the seat was hot. And then I did write to the current minister. I wrote to the Fikile Mbalula while he was still a minister. I even met Fikile myself in person.
Yeah.
And I tried to report
And
this.
none of these ministers did anything about the information we give them.
None of them did anything. I went then writing to the Bekikele's office. I think this is one of the letters I can tell you I wrote. Since last year, I've been writing to Bekikele's office. I even used my lawyers to speak to Bekikele, and the PAs will tell me this matter falls under crime intelligence. Go back to the police commissioner. I would then write back to the commissioner. I went to
The current police
the
commissioner.
current Mr. Ketlastole. I
Yeah.
went to him.
And
I
he
said
has
with him.
also done nothing
He has
about
done
the
nothing. Instead, they'll keep on saying we are working on your
How
matter.
long ago
Musa.
did you write to him?
Yo, I've been talking to these offices till this end, from 2007 till today.
What's your analysis about why nothing has been done? Do they just see you maybe as a disgruntled,
there's a problem with them calling you a source because they think when you're a source, you are their puppet. That's a problem, number one. Two, they forget part of some of us, like I did full training of security. Yeah. I'm well trained. And before I can even work with them, I started this thing from the age of 11 years. Yeah. At the time of apartheid since 1989. I was an informer from that time. Yeah. At the time of the ANC and the Boas fight, RVPA and so on. I've saved some of the communities from the explosives in the townships. So they don't know my background. Yeah. People, they just take, I'm your handler, I'll just play around with you, I'll mess up with you. Your information is being compromised. How is it compromised? If they see that it suits certain names, it actually doesn't materialize. And instead of them putting the victory for you into their departments, their offices, they actually take for themselves and eat the monies of the state.
During this time, since Nhleko and so on, Robert McBride was in office as head of IPID, who was supposed to, in a sense, be a watchdog to police. Have you approached his office at all?
He's also compromised.
How is he compromised?
Look, he's got his own people. He was saving that office for personal gain as well, or to please certain people. I have written to McBride. I was so disappointed with him that he even took my hard drive with information. He never followed me. He never called me. He never did anything with my information.
But you gave him the hard drive?
I gave him the hard drive. I was surprised to see some of my information running into social media. But the question is, when I left his office, I was then attacked on the freeway. 4 people just came with a Golf 4, ambushed me, took all my electronic devices. So I then discovered something's not right here. So me and Mr. McBride, I even opened a case against IPID and the head of IPID, which was opened in Silverton. When I registered this case, I was expecting it to be investigated. Guess what? The very same case I opened, the police who kidnapped me, they were referred to investigate a case that I opened against the IPID and Mr. Robert McBride. For I feel he actually messed up with the information, or he did nothing. He sat in office and he sat with sensitive information, and I thought he was going to do something with that. Instead, he did nothing with my information. So even at SAPS, for head office to refer my case to Mr. Shibiri, Colonel Shibiri, he's now I think he's a general or something, Mudise, Shibiri, and Mundwedi. Those are the people who took me from Johannesburg and tortured me in Magaliesburg. How can I then sit with the very same people who I know they were part of PIU in Johannesburg, who were part of the trucks, who were investigating truck hijackings, and who accused me of the death of General Machwanganyi that I don't even know anything about, yet I must be investigated or be assisted by the same people who tortured me. I found that stupid between me and the police. I actually wrote back to Mr. Ketlastola after they sent me an email that Mr. Mudise will be investigating my matter. Nonetheless, police are corrupt. I can tell you, if you talk of a new unit, you are talking about the very same police who come from organized crime from other stations. What makes them different? It's not like they are new. They know the system.
Let's pause there. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, I want you to tell me why you've decided to come forward and what you would like to see happen. If the Minister of Police is watching us tonight, what should he be doing to intervene in the matters you have raised? We're talking to Teenage Kumbe, who was an operative within the crime intelligence. He's spilling the beans about the horror stories that are happening within those who are supposed to guard us, those who are supposed to protect this society. Let's take a break now.
Thank you.